These 8 people have never met. They're about to be divided into 4 couples. Which pair can work together for a chance to win over £20,000? Who will be today's perfect strangers? Our 8 strangers are about to be randomly paired with a quiz partner they have never met. Before the show, they were all asked 100 general knowledge questions. Meeting for the first time are menu creator Chris Collins and editorial assistant Jodie Edgson. And this lovely young pair scored an impressive 140 in today's general knowledge test. Will Chris come up with the right ingredients for success? It's food for thought, Jodie. Also,
Louise and Kelly, you are our right pair. You did finish bottom, but you're only 30 behind the top scoring team. Louise, actually you did very well. You got 78 points. Kelly was just having a bad day, and Kelly scored, well, not very many at all. We won't go into the actual figure. Our perfect pair, the highest scorers, were Chris and Jodie with 140. Chris got 80, Jodie got 60. TV series starred Lee Majors as the Bionic Man. Adam.
The $6 Million Man.
Is the right answer. Adam and Margaret, you've sailed majestically into round 2. Jolly well done. So we've got Adam and Margaret through. We've got Louise and Kelly and Simon and Gary on 1 tick. Our perfect pair aren't doing terribly well at the moment. Okay. You're not sure the buzzer's working. Everyone who ends up with 2 crosses alleges their buzzer isn't working. Okay. Which professional game usually starts with both players on a score of 501? Chris darts is the right answer. No pressure, Jodie. It's all on you now. So we're waiting on Jodie, we're waiting on Gary, and we're waiting on Kelly. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn is a famous line from which 1939 film? Jodie?
Casablanca?
Is wrong, I'm afraid. It's Gone with the Wind. So you're back in play, I'm afraid, Chris. Your buzzer is working though.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
What common term describes someone who gains illegal access to computer files? Jodie.
Hacker.
Is the correct answer. You've redeemed yourself somewhat. It's on you now, Chris. What is the maximum score that a darts player can achieve in 1 visit to the board? Chris.
180.
180 is correct, and from a rather poor little spell there, you've gone through. Chris and Jodie, well done. What are the native inhabitants of New Zealand called? Gary.
Maori.
Maoris is the correct answer. Simon and Gary, you're through to the next round. Well, congratulations, this man and the country he governed. Jodie.
That's Abraham Lincoln.
And the country you governed, Chris?
United States of America.
Is correct. Well done. Everybody's on 1 point. Nobody's frozen out. Let's start playing properly now, shall we? Name the former England's nationality and who's his famous girlfriend? Jodie.
Charlotte Church.
Chris.
Welsh.
Is the right answer. You're all on 2 now. Well done. Name the character and the actor who plays him. Jodie.
It's Mark Myers.
Chris.
Austin Powers.
Is the correct answer. Chris and Jodie, you are through. Well done. Simon, Gary, any thoughts?
Devastation. You can't say nothing even now.
Sorry seems to be the hardest word, Gary. You did keep pressing and not knowing. You've let him down a bit, haven't you?
Yeah, I just...
The words absolutely fail him. All right, Simon and Gary. Wasn't great teamwork. Simon, you did your bit. Gary, you tried to do your bit, but you just pressed before you thought, which is always a bad idea. Simon and Gary, I'm afraid that's it. It's over. You're out. You have 90 seconds in which to string together 2 correct answers. Chris is going to go first. The subject is sport. Your time starts now. What is the desired score in the card game Pontoon?
21.
Correct. Jodie, teenager Michelle Wee is a leading player in which sport?
Tennis.
No, it's golf. Who was named as the new manager of Aston Villa in August 2006?
Martin O'Neill.
Correct. Jodie, which colour ball is worth 5 points in the game of snooker?
Pink.
Blue. Chris, to which racecourse on the South Downs is the adjective glorious often applied?
Goodwood.
Correct. Jodie, name the British athlete who won Olympic gold in the 1500 metres in 1980 and 1984.
Michael Johnson.
Sebastian Coe. Chris, which surfing term means to fall off or be capsized by a wave?
No idea.
It's wipeout. Jodie, which number lies directly opposite 20 on a standard dartboard?
1.
3. Chris, Brad Gilbert agreed a deal to coach which British tennis player in 2006?
Andy Murray.
Correct. Jodie, how many metres in length is a standard Olympic swimming pool?
200.
50. Chris, Dick Fosbury created a technique used in which athletics event?
High jump.
Correct. Jodie, the football club Corinthians play in which South American country?
Peru.
No, it's Brazil. You've managed only one consecutive correct answer, if one answer can be consecutive. However, you did score in total 5 answers, 5 correct answers. Well, I say you did, Chris did, in actual fact. 5 answers, and that's enough to get you through, to scrape you through into the next round. Adam and Margaret, it was your one answer was nearly enough, wasn't it?
So close and yet so far.
You got 4 correct answers, and Chris and Jodie got 5 in total, so that's our tie break. They've got more
So
correct.
Chris and Jodie go into today's final, though they hardly covered themselves in glory in that last round. Chris's encyclopedic sporting knowledge just about saw them home, but he and Jodie are really going to have to step it up a gear to have any chance of winning a big cash prize.
Chris and Jodie, you're through to the final. Now you get the chance to win more than £20,000 between you. If you're going to get anywhere near that figure, it will be because you've used your time together since you were perfect strangers half an hour ago to work out each other's strengths and weaknesses. This is how it works. You get £500 to start off with, and you get 5 more questions. One of you answers the questions, the other bets on them getting it right. On the last question you swap roles, and then you get the chance to treble your money. So someone is going to have to start off as the brains, and someone's going to have to start off at the banker. Who's going to be answering the questions?
I think you should go.
Yes, I think that's an excellent decision.
Leave the women with the money.
Yeah. Use it wisely.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, if you're ready, then take your positions, please. Swap over. Let's play. Jodie, you use the money wisely. Chris, you use your brain wisely. And just get the questions right, and everything will look after itself. Can we have the first question, please? What type of musical instrument is a lute? Is it string, percussion, or wind? Okay, you've got £500 to bet. What do you think his musical knowledge is like? Make your bet. She's not exactly exuding confidence in you, Chris, on knowing this one. Just loosening up with a £150 bet, which would take you to £650 if you were correct, down to £350 if you were wrong. So there's £300 riding on this. Are you confident?
Fairly, I think.
What type of musical instrument is a lute, Chris?
I'm going to go for string.
Hearing the tone of his voice, do you wish you put more than 150 on now, Jodie?
No, I like to play it safe.
Okay, she's playing it safe. Chris seems very confident though. He says a lute is a string instrument. Could we have the correct answer, please? Yes, a lute is a string instrument. You're up to £650. It could have been a lot more, Jodie. Question 2, please. Which year did the Queen describe in a famous speech as annus horribilis? Was it 1982, 1992, or 2002? Do you think he's much of a royal watcher, Jodie?
I hope so.
She's betting £200 on you getting this right. So you're up to 850 if you're correct, 450 if you're wrong. Would you rather have had more bet on you or less?
Probably less on this one.
Which was the Queen's annus horribilis? 1982, 1992 or 2002?
Gonna go for 2002.
Chris said 2002. The correct answer is, it was 1992, I'm afraid. You're down to 450. But look, you've got 2 more questions. You can get that up again before you get to the treble round, so don't despair. Question 3. Which Coronation Street character has children called Nick, Sarah Louise and David? Which Coronation Street character has children called Nick, Sarah Louise and David? Jodie, could we have your bet, please? Okay, she's pushing the envelope a bit here. £250 of your 450 she's betting, so the total, if you get it right, is 700. If you get it wrong, we're down to 200. £500 riding on this. Chris, do you know Coronation Street?
Pretty sure it's not Deirdre. I think it's Gail.
You going for Gail?
I'm gonna go for Gail.
Chris's answer is Gail. What is the correct answer? Hurrah! It's Gail. It's £700. Question 4. Where would you be most likely to find Black Rod? The House of Lords, the Tower of London, or Buckingham Palace? How much of your 700 do you want to stake on that, Jodie? And you said you were cautious. You weren't wrong. Of your 700, you're betting £150 that Chris knows who or what Black Rod is. If he gets it right, you're up to 850. Wrong, you're at 550. Chris?
I haven't a clue. I'm looking between the first 2, House of Lords or Tower of London, but I'm going to go for Tower of London.
Chris thinks you go to the Tower of London as well as the Crown Jewels, you'll find Black Rod. You think he's right, Jodie?
I thought it was the House of Lords.
Okay, let's see who's right. Could we have the correct answer, please? It is the House of Lords. I'm afraid you're down to £550. Okay, now you swap places, which might have been something you should have done in the first place, you never know. Jodie, you're answering the question. Chris, you're betting on it. You get the chance to treble your money now. 550 could become 1,650. I'm going to give you the question. You, Chris, have got to decide whether you fancy Jodie's chances of answering it or not. You can treble, you can walk away. If you treble and she gets it right, your total goes up to 1,650. But if she gets it wrong, you both leave with nothing. Or if you don't want to risk it, you can just walk away and take that 550 with you, £275 each. You ready to see the question, Jodie?
Yeah.
Bring it on. Michael Douglas is an official ambassador for the tourist board of which island? Mallorca, Barbados or Hawaii? It's your decision whether to treble, if you think she'll get that, or walk away. Just press one of the buttons, tell me what your decision is. Make your decision. I know what Chris's decision is. Jodie, what do you want Chris's decision to be?
My answer would be a guess, to be honest. So,
What is your answer? Michael Douglas is an official ambassador for the tourist board of Mallorca, Barbados or Hawaii?
Hawaii.
You've gone for Hawaii. What do you think Chris has done?
I think he's gone for treble.
What do you want him to have done?
I don't mind.
You don't mind? You sure you don't mind?
Yeah.
Chris decided to walk away, which if you get it wrong will turn out to have been the right thing to do. If however you got it right, you just wave bye-bye to more than £1,000. So let's see the correct answer. Jodie said Hawaii. The correct answer is Mallorca. in your own rather sort of semi-competent way. I thought you did. I thought you did really well there. Actually, you could have risked a little bit more on the first couple of questions, couldn't you, to get your total up, and then it wouldn't have mattered later. You got any regrets there?
No, well, obviously apart from not knowing the answers, but...
Well, what about you? Would you have done things differently, a bit more? You're ever so cautious at the beginning.
I was just scared of going away with nothing.
Oh, were you?
So, yeah.
But yet you said you didn't mind whether he walked away or trebled at the end.
I don't want to put the pressure on the guy.
You're too nice for this, I'm sure you are. But anyway, you're both nice, that's why you got on so well. You were perfect strangers, actually played very well. You got £550 to take away with you. That's about 3 home games at Arsenal, isn't it?
Just about.
Maybe.
Perhaps you might see each other at the Emirates Stadium this year. Okay, thanks very much for playing so well. That's all for today. See you again soon on Perfect Strangers.